Hey guys. It's like a rainy day here in Philly, and so I'm gonna be reviewing my notes and doing a couple videos just to make sure that I have my full compilation of information. As you guys know, I have been working for the government of the US for 2.5 years now, and I'm a social worker for adults with autism, and then I got promoted to be a skill building specialist. So I have been doing a lot of I've been doing a lot of research my whole life, since I was like 10 to 12 is when it started, and that's when my suspicions of this country started as well. And I always had an unsettling feeling, like as if my soul was not equipped to deal with this environment, as if what I stood for was not compatible with this setup that I was seeing here in this country. So I went to a couple of different places outside of the US and developed my personal worldview, and also developed my opinion that I am absolutely devastated by this US government. I don't even have the words for it. So we're coming into a time now where people are signing themselves up to become sick, manipulated, programmed, lied to, and their souls are being harvested. Now, we need to talk about the realities of the situation, and that is that the US government itself is the snake. It is the actual beast. It's out of control. It's so buried in its own lies. The very conception, the very birth of this country is a lie. So it's only gotten worse over time, and I'm not even a pessimistic person, so don't even, you just need to get on my level with this, and you just need to become informed so that you can save your life and your family's lives. And I'm talking about your eternal life. So essentially, we're going to be covering the RFID chip, Walmart, FEMA camps, guillotines, the UN, and a nervous system patent, obviously a US patent, that has been passed and has been in full utilization and has been the groundwork has already been laid out. Let's just put it that way. So the system is set up. It's just that now they need to link the human brain to the singularity system, which is a series of modems, and it's basically a giant computer that simulates itself and takes a hold of the brain of the human, and then controls their nervous system, thus compromising them, thus compromising their soul. Game over, done deal, it's over. Like, no more, there is no exit after that. There is no open door after that moment, okay? That's why this is so important, and that's why I'm so upset. And this is serious. I almost cry about this like every day. I try to come on here to be happy for you guys. I try to be like upbeat and smiling while I'm giving the information, but the facts are just overwhelming and devastating. So let me just start off by saying Walmart has more money than the US government. And this is like public information. And the patents are public information as well. So it's just up to us to connect the dots and to align them with what it says in the Bible and what it says in Scripture, and figure out how they align and how they connect. So essentially, the mark of the beast is a microchip that is already being used. That's why everyone needs to wake up. It's already in use. People already have it in their hand, and they're shopping with it. They're working with it because some of these corporations are making the employees get it as if it's going to help them, as if it's going to make it easier and more convenient for their lifestyle to just tap into the door. They're going to say anything that they have to say to get people to do it. This is just the beginning, and people fell to it so easily and so quickly because they had already been programmed from it's so sad, like, they have already been programmed from the TVs, the computers, the movies themselves, the colors, the lights, the frequencies, okay? They had already been programmed to allow, because their brain was already warmed up to the idea that it would be good and that it could help them. Okay, so essentially it's a chip that is going to be, and already is, implanted into people's hands. And in the Bible it says it will be placed into the man's right hand. It's right or left, and it's also here on the forehead. And they do this for, so they're going to say that it's for convenience. They're going to say that this is just the first layer of it. So they're going to say that it's for convenience first. Then they're going to say that it's to help you save money. Or like if you get it, you'll get money for getting it. Something like this. So of course people are going to fall for that. And they're basically going to eventually make every single person get it. And after they ran out of all of the different ways to sign people up through convenience and just persuading them and paying them out and stuff like this. So after that's all done, and after there's still going to be a population of people that's going to refuse to get it, and then it's going to come to a point where they're going to make you get it or you're going to die. And I'm telling you, do not get this chip, even if you die, even if you have to die. If a FEMA camp officer, if a UN bullshit fake officer, if some sort of disgusting white helmet, whatever, I don't care what color your helmet is, bro, you're fake. They're at my front door and they're saying, you need to take, excuse me, ma'am, you need to take this chip right now, or we're going to kill you, we're going to shoot you in the head. Guess what? Homegirl's getting shot in the head real quick. Okay, so the patent on this system is, it's formally called the nervous system manipulation by electromagnetic fields from monitors. That's monitors plural. Let me repeat that. The formal name of this patent, it's a US patent, surprise, surprise. Nervous system manipulation by electromagnetic fields from monitors. So monitors would be TVs, computers, the internet Wi-Fi, the internet/Wi-Fi modems themselves, and then all the way up to cell phones, this iPad that I'm looking at right now, and then 5G cell towers, which are placed on most buildings of most institutions. They're also placed on fake trees, and you can look up 5G cell towers to look up pictures of what you're supposed to be looking at, and these have been strategically placed all over the US to create a blanket of a cell tower blanket, which creates the ability for them to omit frequencies from said cell towers to the human body, which manipulates anything they want to, from the nervous system to the reproductive system. The entire body can be compromised once you get the nervous system, okay? And it can be controlled like a robot. So basically the number of this patent, if you want to look it up, is 6,506,148, and then the letters on the end are B2, B and then 2 at the end. So just for people who want to look it up, I'm going to say the numbers again. 6,506,148, B2. That is the altering of the electromagnetic frequencies from monitors, remotely done. Therefore, we've already been worked on, and once you pair the frequencies with the chemicals in the food, the chemicals in the air and water, you're looking at a compromised system for the majority. These are the end times. We're in the times of Noah. And I am blessed to be open, and I am blessed to have the opportunity to turn to our true Father in the heavens to see the massive manipulation. I had my suspicions from when I was younger, from when I was just a kid. Before I was a teenager, I had my suspicions about the setup of this country. I knew something wasn't right. And then you add on to that my personal experience traveling. And then you add on to that my personal experience dating people in secret societies, dating people in and connected to the UN. I've piled all of this information together to bring it to you guys as a warning that money is no longer the main focus. It never was supposed to be, but I'm talking about my Americans here because I know my Americans are addicted to money and actually framed into a credit debt system. So essentially, we're talking about after we have this patent, we're then moving on to the next round, which is we're increasing the stakes, meaning it's getting really serious really quickly. The UN already ordered, I don't even know, multiple millions of massive graves. Hundreds of thousands of army vehicles have been shipped across the US via train, and along with these massive graves. So, along with the massive graves, there's also been massive amounts of UN. Okay, so the UN is one of the heads of the snake and one of the heads of the beast. And that's pretty obvious. So they're now shipping smart guillotines to Walmarts because this is old news, guys, so get with it, okay? Get up to speed. This is your opportunity to free yourself. They're shipping the smart guillotines to the Walmarts, which are being currently interfaced and transformed into Fema camps, meaning death camps, meaning concentration camps. That's all I'm going to say about that, because I have other information about that, but all you need to know right now is that the RFID chips and the scanning of the barcode and the compromising of the nervous system goes hand in hand with this singularity computer, which is a massive computer that connects the conscious brains of humans all to one system, connecting all the human mind and infiltrating our universal subconscious that we have as human beings. And as souls of the light, we're technically psychics. We're supposed to be psychic. Oh, no, sorry, not psychics. What's the word? Like where you don't have to talk to one another to speak? Anyways, I'll think of it. So where you don't have to speak to one another in order to communicate, that's what we are naturally, and they're trying to hack into that system, and they have, and and all they need is this system of my brain to be connected to this chip, which then goes to the singularity machine, which is a giant computer system. Okay, so we have that down. So this chip also goes and connects to the Fema camps and the Walmart. Walmart, if you haven't looked it up yet, if you flip Walmart and you invert Walmart, why? Because every secret society works with inversion of the truth, inversion of words, inversion of the true reality. They do this through colors, numerology, and symbology. So we have UN, CFR, CIA, smart guillotines being planted into the Walmarts. There's underground tunnels inside of the Walmarts, underneath the Walmarts. And I'm not going to be here when it happens. I'm not going to be in this country when it happens. And I would say that if I was, then I would be dying. I would either die when they came to my house, when they're rounding people up, or I would die in the FEMA camps because there's no way that I'm going to be taking that chip. Why? Because it's your ticket to hell. It's your last ticket. Okay. So, now that we know that the US is, it's the US, it's not even their fault though. That's the huge thing. Like, it's obviously the deep state that has compromised this country since they came here and killed all the people that used to live here. Like, hello? So you need to do your research. You need to get up on this stuff. And this is considered old news because it's already happening now. And there have been many celebrities that have faced, well, basically, they're dead now because they started talking about how the US has concentration camps. So those celebrities have since been taken out, and their clones have been sent in to replace them. So that's a whole nother topic, and it's not as important as the fact that the RFID chip is your one-way ticket to hell. And I don't care if they tell you that you're going to get $1 million. I don't care if they tell you that they can say anything they want. First of all, they're lying. Second of all, you're going to be connected to a singularity system. What did you think was going to happen? Did you think that was going to... Okay, so this is another thing they're going to try and say. They're going to try and say that it's going to make you healthier and that it's going to make you live longer and that it's going to give you superhuman powers. Like, you could do flips, you can jump from building to building like in a video game. That's why we've been warmed up to the video games and to the virtual reality, artificial reality, augmented reality, where you think it's normal. Now they got you to the place where you think it's normal to put on a headset and be planted into a different a different reality. There's movies about it. There's video games about it. There's actual VRs now that you can buy. This has been going on. So they're going to try and say anything that they can to get you to fall for it. Like, you can live hundreds of years, and you're going to be so healthy, you won't have your disease anymore, and you won't be sick anymore, and you can go and you can, use your superhuman whatever, strength or whatever it is. Like, it's literally gotten to that point where they're desperate. These snakes are desperate. These reptilian dragons and these royal powers, these disgusting people, they're not people. These disgusting sellouts are getting so scared and getting so desperate now because it's that time. It's the end times. We're there, and we need to wake up so that we can know what is going on and so that we can see and be able to navigate. So we're already in World War III. If you've ever traveled in your life outside of the U.S., you know that we're already in World War III. And the U.S. is not the safest place, and it was never the best country. It could have been before it was compromised. It was beautiful before the massive slaughter of Native Americans, before the massive enslavement of innocent people. So let's just hope for the best. Let's hope that you guys have any ounce of brain power left in you. I'm going to pray for you guys. I always pray for my innocent people. I always pray for my homeless people, including people in jail and people who are, unjustly set up and framed and jailed and compromised. But it's that point where you're going to have to use your increased best judgment, and you're going to really need to know the difference between right and wrong, and the difference between what basically the difference between human and non-human, like nature and virtual. So natural reality versus virtual reality. You're now going to need to make the distinction. This is the time where you need to stand up for yourself for the natural side of life and have a regular life that that our Father in the heavens intended for you to have. Now, that means you need to turn your back on cell phones, turn your back on Wi-Fi if you can, turn your back on television, obviously, that's been since the 40s. Turn your back on fake food that has chemicals implanted into it. Turn your back on being obsessed with yourself and being obsessed with money and material objects. Turn your back on online dating. It's connected to cell phones. It's obviously not good. And it's dirty. So turn your back on flu shots, vaccinations, any type of chip, and anything with a computer attached. So a smartphone, a smart house, a smart heater, a smart car, etc. Okay, well, I feel a little bit better now that I shared it with you guys so that you can know what's going on, but I can't even guarantee that YouTube is going to allow me to upload this because I have major beef with them already, and I only made my channel like a month ago, and they're not letting me upload some of my videos due to the content and due to the information. They're obviously on the side of the enemy. It's pretty obvious. So email me if you have any questions, and I will be willing to speak with you guys on an individual basis about where I'm going, where I think is safe in the world, and how I plan on leading a wholesome, abundant life. Thank you. God bless.